Hey everyone, please support God Built This podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/GodBuiltThis. You can pledge to pay $5 or more monthly. Any amount is appreciated. Your money goes towards production costs of the show, and you'll have exclusive access to content that will only be released on patreon.com/GodBuiltThis. That is patreon.com/GodBuiltThis. Now let's get on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of God Built This podcast. I'm your host Maxine, and we're on episode 42. All right, guys, we have a motherfucking guest today. Like, this is a guest. Hey, this is my first time having a guest, and this is Danielle, as you guys can see. And I just want to say, Danielle is the first Southern Belle I've met, like, ever. The first friend I've made here in Houston, and she's like Southern Belle to the core, like,
thank you,
like through and through. So I'm just so happy that she's here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're just gonna talk, like, we're just gonna have a conversation, you know, about life, about what we've been through, what we're going through, what we're looking forward to go through. And I want to start off with, because on the last episode, as you guys know, I said that I'm going to take a break from sex. Like, I'm done. I'm done opening my legs to these niggas. I'm done giving myself up and letting them have access to me. And I feel like this is the best choice for my life. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I also know that Danielle is restraining from something as well. Do you want to share what exactly are you restraining from and why?
So on June 2nd, today the 22nd. I sound like a really kind of problem.
By 8:02 p.m., I said to myself,
No, seriously. So I started a sobriety challenge leading up to my 30th birthday, from June 2nd through August 2nd. Hey, Leo.
Aquarius gang, boom, boom.
Boom. Anyways, 60-day challenge. I decided that I was going to refrain from alcohol. Mm-hmm. So we're about halfway through. It'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. And so far, so good. And yeah, so we'll have to talk more about that.
God bless you, because I need a drink right now, okay? Like, I'm drinking right now.
See, I can't give it all up. Alcohol, sex, sugar.
Right.
Can't do it all at one time.
I hear you. And it's like, I was thinking maybe I should give up sugar too, but sugar isn't everything. And I feel like I would need a personal chef, a personal nutritionist, and I don't know.
Excuses.
I know. It's excuse. I know. One day I will try a sugar-free challenge, but I love bread.
But you got to be realistic. You can't give up everything all at one time, because then you're just going to, like,
but why not?
Revert back. Okay, go for it, girl. You're so ambitious. Go for it. Who am I?
Look, I just feel like, yeah, okay, fine. One at a time, be real with myself. And even with this whole, and I don't want to say celibacy, I know that's technically what I'm doing, but when I give things a title, it makes me feel under pressure. And I feel like, oh my gosh, I got to be this type of celibate. Like, it's just ridiculous. So instead of saying celibate, I just say I'm taking a break.
Okay, I get that. Too much, not a lot of pressure.
Right.
I get the whole celibacy thing.
But is that me cheating myself from not being real? Like, it is being celibate. You are withdrawing yourself from sexual acts.
Girl, call it whatever you want to call it.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
But I did the whole celibacy thing. And, I mean, it changed, like, late 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was easier for me at one time coming out of a bad relationship. Mm-hmm. And so then it was just supposed to be, I'm going to be celibate of this year. Girl, slippery slope. Turned into year 2, 3. And then it was like, oh, hell no, I got to give this shit up.
Actually, no. We're going to get back.
So, like, don't let it go too far.
I know. Honestly.
But no, I think it just changed, like, as I got older. I think I just became more sexual.
Yeah.
Or what? I think, I think men and women hit their peaks at different times.
Yeah.
So I think maybe at 22, 23, I hadn't hit my peak. But getting closer to 30, it was like, yeah, I got needs too, physical needs.
Okay. And we're around the same age. I'm 28, you're 29, mm-hmm. right? So it's like, I feel like I'm more into my body. I know what I like. I know what excites me. And a lot of these niggas out here don't know how to do it. At least for me. And maybe I'm just
communicating that?
No, but that's not the point, Danielle. That's not the point.
Okay.
That's not the point. The point is you should know. So I mean,
they should know, but everybody's body is different.
Okay, but here's what I don't like. I don't like when I'm engaging in sexual intercourse. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's sexual intercourse.
I got you. Sexual intercourse.
And he gets his, and I'm over here like, okay.
Well, you're not like, do this, do that?
No, look. What I do
is... you want a mind reader.
The point is you should know that you going so hard to please you should not be it. Like, it should not be like, oh, that's it. Let me not ask Maxine if she likes this.
You
or
want
she
him
likes
to
that.
show concern.
Yes,
for your,
I want you to ask me, hey, how you feeling? And then I will be well enthused to let you know, put your head right here.
Sometimes you just have to speak up too. But I get what you're saying on you want him to show concern.
Right. And I feel like I do have to speak up, but I've had a partner before who would talk too much. Like he'll, like his, you know how people have sex talk?
Whose is it?
Okay. Whose is it? Mine. This is my body. I'm attached to it. Whose is it? Mine, not yours, sir. But yeah, he'll like have these, dirty sex talk. I'm just laying there like, okay, can you just get it over with? I'm over it. Like, I don't know.
It's a turn off.
It's a turn off. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just always in my head. I don't know how to be that sexy person when I'm in that moment with someone. I feel like when you're talking to me and saying, oh, do you like it like that? And I'll say, yeah, but it's like, do you want me to say, yeah, daddy? Or is yeah enough?
I don't know.
What do you think they want me to say, Danielle?
I can't answer that question for you.
I need answers. And I don't know. So I just feel like, it's time for a break. I don't know how long. Like, I appreciate that you have like a time limit for your sobriety, right? 60-day challenge.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna be extremist.
That's great. I don't know what time it should be. I mean, I don't plan to have a year. No, I mean, because I've had situations where I know for an instant, okay, I'm attracted to you. If you flirt with me and there's a vibe going on, this could go the long haul, right? As far as, okay, I could see me coming over, you coming over my place or whatever it is. But I can't see it as...
So maybe you want to do I don't know, maybe you want to set a time limit when you start dating somebody and say, okay, 60, 90 days. So I was talking to my therapist, and she was like, okay, I think this is great. When I talked to her on Wednesday, I think this is great. Maybe when you start back drinking again and you're dating, maybe you want to say that first or second date, not have anything, and fully get to know them without alcohol, being involved. Because, sometimes it eases the tension or whatnot, but sometimes alcohol makes you think you're closer to a person than you really are.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Sometimes it's good. Hasn't been bad, but most times it's good.
I mean, that's
no regrets.
Totally true. I think that's so mature and logical.
So all that to say is in my thing, okay, so I don't know if I said, yeah, I'll think about that. First or second date. No,
right.
So all I'm saying is maybe I don't know, 30, 60, 90 days. I don't know. Whatever. Say, okay, well, let's see if I really like this person. Because I know what you were saying. One of our friends has said, they have to be, sexually attracted to this guy.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. Or, from the get-go. Build in personality. Whereas I feel like if I start talking to a guy, after a while, I'm like, he's really funny. I like his sense of humor.
Yeah.
We agree on a lot of the same things. It's politics, XYZ, whatever. I become attracted to him.
Yeah.
Even though when I first looked at him, I'm not saying he looks like a booger wolf or anything, but
yeah.
Even though when I first look at him,
not a booger wolf.
You know what I'm saying? That on top, the personality and us just meshing is oh yeah, I'm into him now.
Yeah, and I understand how alcohol and sex could blind you before you really make that determination. Okay, I do like this person. I don't like this person. I just know that me setting a time is just me setting myself up for failure. Because I know by date 2, okay, we fucking know what? What's going on?
Well, I've tried to do the whole no alcohol challenge before, but I don't think I was totally committed. So, like, the Danielle fast, I was like, okay, month of January, I'm going to give up alcohol, no drinking. And then it'd be like, first week go by, I'd be like, I wouldn't tell anybody. And then be like, what am I doing this for? Like, okay, like, I can enjoy a drink at dinner. So then I was like, okay, we're going to do a dry February. And then I would have like another excuse, or then it would be Lent. And I would say, okay, I think I could do this. So then once I got real about it, 6/2 through 8/2, I think it's the 30th coming up, 30th birthday and everything. I was just like, no, I'm going to be really committed. I told everybody else. And everybody's like, hey, they got a mocktail menu.
Yeah.
So like, I'm proud of myself for making this far, because in my adult life since college, it was so much a part of college culture. So,
of course. And what was also part of college culture for me was having sex.
Yeah.
So ever since like college was when I don't want to say lost, but I hate that term lost. Like, no, you didn't lose it. You actively gave it up or whatever. So like that was a time when I decided to get more in touch with who I am and what I like or whatever. And ever since then, I've been growing into my sexuality and just dating and stuff. So I do want to make this a commitment where, okay, I want to take it seriously for myself, not for anyone else, not to prove something to anyone, but to prove to myself that if I want to take a break from something, I could do it.
Right, and I totally get that. And that was my whole thing with the sobriety challenge. Like, I'm proving to myself, and that's why, like, I didn't want you all to, like, feel like you couldn't drink around me because it was my thing. It wasn't everybody else's thing. So what fun is it if nobody else, there's no temptation if nobody else is drinking.
Oh, so you like being tempted.
Yeah, to prove it to myself.
Okay.
So when y'all were like, okay, I'm not going to drink either, I'm like, okay, y'all taking this away from me. Like,
y'all not going to drink.
Right, and I knew that. I think you all were, like, your hearts were in the right. Yeah, y'all were supporting me. Your hearts were in the right place. But it was like, okay, well, y'all taking away my shine right now.
Got it, Danielle. Okay. So no, I appreciate. Okay, I appreciate that.
Not so much my shine, but like proving it to myself, like I can have fun without alcohol. So
yeah, you can have fun without alcohol, and you're right. And I've talked about this where I want to be able to build something deeper with someone. I want to be able to look past the flesh and see someone for who they are. Yeah. And I want to say past situationships. In my dress, I said situationships. That's the thing. Like, I've had more situationships than any woman should. Okay,
well, like I think we all have. Come on.
No, like I've had more. Like when you look up the word situationships. Maxine comes up. Hi, this is my camera. Like this is ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous, and it's
Girl,
to the point
we all
where
been in that situation.
But it's to the point where I feel like, am I built to be in a committed relationship? Am I built to have this love that I see some people have? And I want to work towards that. People say, oh, love is work or whatever, like they say. I want to see that in my life manifested. So I feel like me taking a break from sex and really taking an introspective journey with myself, because it's deep.
I got you. So when I started my sobriety challenge, I asked God for clarity. And so it was almost instantaneous too. And God doesn't work on our time. So I was like really satisfied with that. So like I said, alcohol makes you think you're closer to a person or not. Okay. So the first weekend I went on a date and, we were talking, hitting it off and everything. And we stayed for like a little over an hour or whatever. He got 2 cocktails and I got 2 mocktails. And like I thought it went well. And so, like, by the end or whatever, he's like, well, just hit me up when your 60 days is over because we want to check out all these lounges.
Okay.
But I'm like, oh, there's plenty of sober living to do.
Yeah.
And so he said something, we said banter or whatever. And then he said another time later on or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm not even going to bother saying anything. But it was like that clarity I was looking at for. And I know had I been drinking, I know it would be different. We might be hitting up these other lounges, but clearly, like, he just wasn't like that into me, and that's fine. And I feel like the no alcohol challenge gave me that clarity.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have known otherwise.
That's real. That's true. Because if you were intoxicated, a little tipsy that night, you probably would have been like, okay, cool. And it would have hit off further.
And we were in a lounge, it was lounge seating. And, you have 2 or 3 drinks in your system. You'd be touching and feeling all on each other and everything.
Yeah.
So, but the clarity that I was asking for, like with dating, I got that. As far as, like, did he really want to get to know me? And you can get to know somebody without drinking, but clearly that wasn't in his plans, which was fine.
Right. It was fine. I'm good. Okay, she's good.
No, but seriously, I mean, it was all good. But like, I think another thing that I did too often, you've probably heard me talk about before. I'm like, okay, he's got this check in the box. He's got, he's educated. He's professional. No kids. He checks the box. I'm like, oh, and we can have a conversation. Mm-hmm. But that's not necessarily the one for me. Just because I was putting too much. Whereas it's still important that he be educated and professional. Once I found, when I would date somebody who was, I was like, oh, I gotta, this is it. And it was like, it's a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
And I know had I been drinking, I would have been like, oh, we had similar I hated that growing up. Privileged childhoods, all that. I would have been so, but I got the clarity like a week later.
Yeah. So what do you look for now that you're more sober, you're clear now? What are you, aside from education, aside from not having any kids?
Girl, you don't want the whole list. Got it. You don't want the whole list. Girl, I got it on my phone. I just gotta find it.
Good night. Not a phone list.
No, I'm not bringing up the whole list because people get so critical of my list. I know you won't. Seriously, I know Maxine won't. But people just get really critical of my list, and it's nothing unreasonable on there, but
he gotta make 6 figures.
I didn't never say that.
He gotta be 6'5", hopefully 6'10". That's what I'm saying.
Too tall.
I want to be able to break my neck when I'm kissing you and saying hi.
No, there's personality characteristics on there too, so it's not a lot of physical on there. So but
I feel like when
I just feel like I'm more alert, and I say all that to say is when I started the weekend before I started this challenge, I went out with this guy and a guy that I don't know who is a friend of my cousin's, and he pulled me to the side and he was like, "That guy's not that into you," and me and this guy hung out like supposed to be going to happy hour and hung out like the whole night, a double date or whatever. And so another guy who's a friend of a friend, he was like, come here, over here. And he was like, he's not that into you or whatever. But I couldn't see it. And I don't think that men are so in tune with other men. I think there's some stuff that they can pick up, but I don't think that men are so in tune with other men that I couldn't have seen that had I been sober.
Oh, okay. What made him say that? What was it that?
So you know how guy code is? They wouldn't really tell me. This guy wouldn't really tell me.
If you're not going to tell me, they don't say any tidbit information.
Right,
I say that. Like, don't tell me then.
Right.
Don't tell me then.
So I don't really know what he saw. Like, I asked him the next day, and he was like, just guys can just kind of tell or whatever. So I asked another guy friend, and he's like, well, sometimes another guy can see how a guy is looking at a woman. And I'm like, well, don't you have to, even if you're into somebody, don't you have to look at them like you're into them? And he's like, there's a difference between a look of lust and a look of admiration. So he was like, he could have seen that. Deep. It could have been anything that he saw.
Ooh, that's deep. Look of lust and look of admiration. I'm always looking with lust. Hello, are we being real right now or what? Like, I'm always, and that's another reason why I'm taking a break from sex. I want something deeper, but I'm always looking for lust. Like, what's up? But when you talk about lists, I was thinking, I remember being younger and feeling like, okay, he has to be this super gun-ho Christian. He has to be no kids. I want no baby daddy, nothing. Okay, no kids. Never mind 2 or 3. No, not 1. He has to have a good job. He has to be college educated. And when I think about the last 3, 4 niggas in my life, I just had to have a moment of RIP to the person I used to be, because who the hell that, like, none of them match any parts of that list. Like, maybe 1 or 2 of them was college educated, and like now I'm not so stringent on lists, but I realize that there are some things I need to just keep. Like, I'm so sick and tired of dating these baby daddies. Like, and I think it's fine for me, because a lot of people be like, oh, well, don't you think you're being a little selfish? I'll be selfish.
Hell to the no.
Yeah, like,
hell no.
I'll be selfish then. Because
they always, like, whenever I'm trying to go on a date with them, it's like, oh, I got my kid this weekend.
I got my kid. Okay,
I don't have a kid to worry about.
What I got to do with me? Are we going out?
Right. I don't want to plan around your kid, your baby mama. No, I don't want anybody with kids.
I'm so sick of these damn baby daddies.
Taking money out of my damn pocket, too.
Okay, talking about you got to be understanding, you know.
Hell to the knob. Because I ain't got kids.
I don't have kids. I'm an auntie. That's it. Okay? Not
too.
A mother. And
shout out to Kennedy, Manny, and Hart.
Okay, shout out to Brittany. What's up? Zoe, Nora, Lydia.
Keep going.
Right. Hold on. Let me say a couple guys. Elijah. What else? No, but my point is, like, why? I think I haven't given myself enough of a standard to hold myself by. Like, I've been going with my lustful eye and not recognize, okay, this person doesn't have time for you. This person doesn't romance you like you've always said you wanted, but now you're giving excuses, and it's like, damn, that's true. But then I thought, man, maybe I'm being judgmental, maybe I'm not being understanding. And I've tried it out with a couple of these baby daddies, and it's like, no, I don't want to anymore.
Girl, did I tell you about the first date I went on and I met his baby mama on the first date?
No, you didn't tell me that.
That was the first date I went on when I got down to Houston.
What a bad impression. What the hell?
It was horrible. It was horrible.
How did she just come? Did she know? Was she angry? Like, who's this bitch?
Girl. Okay. So first, you know, it's on a Saturday. I ain't even been here for like 2 weeks. So I meet him at Moxie's or whatever, cool little place or whatever. We having fun, good conversation. And he told me, like, off the bat, like when I met him at Prospect Park.
Okay. That's a spot to meet niggas.
He was showing me pictures of his kid, and instantly I was not interested. Right. So he started talking to my other friend, and they were talking about these people that they know from a university or whatever, talking. Somehow he finds his way back on my side talking to me. So we go to lunch or whatever, early dinner on Saturday, Moxie's or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, you having fun? You know, TSU, Texas Southern. He's a Grambling alumni." Mm-hmm. And so we go to this game or whatever, and then after that he's like, "Oh, you having fun? Sit with his friends or whatever." He's like, "Oh, you want to go to the after party?" Girl, we go to the after party, and they went to school together. So if you go to a HBCU and it's not in the town of the HBCU, it's a small HBCU, there's a high probability that you're gonna know a lot of people there.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
So I see somebody coming in our direction.
Oh my gosh. With rollers in her hair. What else?
No. She was dressed. For the event. Very nice looking lady. And so she's like 3 feet where this camera is. She's in front of us. And so he waves at her. 1, 2, 3. You know your baby daddy. You know your baby daddy.
Oh my gosh.
So she's ignoring him. And so finally he goes, "Danielle, this is such and such, my child's mother." We shake hands. Her hand was real limp, and she pulled back. And then she was like, "I'm not gonna do this," and walked off. And I was like,
"Oh my!"
So he tried to like save face and stay for another song, and after that,
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Oh my gosh.
But he did that shit intentionally. Like, he knew there was a high probability of her being there. And my silly ass.
Right. Like, he shouldn't sign you up for something like that.
Like, let me know. Alcohol is involved. Her high emotions are involved.
You're under his, like, or hers, like, beck and call, really. Like, you're in their territory.
Yeah. Where they went to school. Like, I don't know anybody here.
Ooh, girl. I'm glad I didn't go any further than that. That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
So no more baby daddies. No more baby daddies.
No more baby daddies.
No.
Okay.
No. I threw you off, my bad. You're like, what are we talking about?
No, okay. I do want to update my listeners on what I was talking about last week. Okay, last episode. So I saved an image of the conversation so let me recap. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm done with old dude. I'm not gonna even give him a time of day anymore. Like, it's done. I know he's gonna eventually hit me up, and I felt that.
Yes.
So he did.
And said what?
Because I know. So he was just like, what's up? And he calls me a certain name. I'm not gonna say what it is to make it hot, but like, he calls me by this name, which is a part of my name, obviously. But it's like, that's how I know it's him. Mm-hmm. So I already deleted his number and everything, and I already, like, that's how I detach. Like, that's how I move forward from somebody. And I said to myself, okay, I could do two things right now. I could either like, speak up for myself and say what I had planned. I already wrote something in my notes for this moment. I was like, ready. I was like, ready. I'm ready for this moment. I'm gonna let you know how I feel.
Let him know.
Yes.
And I can't write him until he writes me.
Yup. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay. And so when he texted me, there was a part of me that felt like, okay, maybe I should just leave him hanging, leave him the way he left me hanging the last conversation. Mind you, he texted me 5 days post our last conversation. It's like, nigga, what the fuck?
Why do they do that? Like, you're hot one day, cold the next.
You're cold the next.
Either pick one.
Girl.
Be on or off, but pick one.
Period. Like, can you, like, just show me your consistency through and through? So then I was, like, really debating with myself whether I should do him the way he did me. And I also felt like sometimes when I've been in situations where I spoke up for myself and they will be hostile and I'm going back and forth, you a bitch ass nigga anyway, like, just mad extra, like, the fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. So I decided, you know what, like, hours later, I'm gonna hit him up and let him know how I feel and, like, copy and paste what I wrote in my notes.
Oh, hold
so
on.
pretty much this is like for today's episode. Okay. This is what I end up writing. Okay. So I'm gonna paraphrase it, but I pretty much said, I acknowledge the fact that things are different and that you're treating me in a negative way and I don't appreciate it and I don't deserve it. So let's just let this go. Period. That's all I said.
Period.
Period. Okay.
How does City Girl say it?
Period. Bloop. And so I said that, and all he said was okay.
Yes.
Which is good, which is fine. I totally respect that. Like, I'm glad there was no back and forth. I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad I stood up for myself. But it's like, a part of me wish you could have been like,
like, he would have said something.
I apologize for how I've been acting. And even if you do want to let it go too, at least own up to the fact that you've been acting strange,
right?
And I don't deserve that.
I think that is a testament to his maturity, though. He can't say what the problem really is because he hasn't said what the problem really is.
Can you say that again?
A testament to his maturity.
Maturity, not maturity. Like, that's so true. I just don't understand how someone could not be mature and they have all of these other responsibilities. You know, your father, you're this and that.
You could be up here and then lacking in another department. And that's another thing, like, as far as, like, my list, like, even though being educated and professional are important to me, you can be on different wavelengths as far as, not just like, the churchy folks say being equally yoked.
Yeah.
So my therapist was like, you could have, like, he could be an attorney, but he may lack ambition also, which it doesn't sound like it goes together. Mm-hmm. Or, he could be a workaholic, and that won't work for me either.
Right.
So
he won't make time for you. There's no quality time.
So, it's those different wavelengths. You can be excelling up here and lacking down
and still
here.
a whack-ass nigga.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. So, when he just hit me with the okay, I was just like, okay, well, this is it. I'm proud of myself for standing up for myself. I'm proud that I did what I said I was going to do. And I think this was a great time because it propelled me more into my sex break journey.
Okay. It gave you some confirmation.
It gave me some confirmation. Like, okay, you know what? Let me just close my legs. I'm going to close my legs.
Okay.
That's it. I'm going to just leave these legs closed. And that's it. So we're moving on.
Hold on. We need some parameters around this, though. We need to know, like,
I'm closing my legs.
But what if you meet somebody next week?
Then next week he's going to have to wait 3 more weeks.
Okay, so you did put parameters.
It's like, I don't know. I just said that number just now. I actually don't know how long I'm going to do this. Okay, what I do want to say is I'm not going to say a number to whomever I meet.
What do you want to get out of this? I guess instead of putting, I think you should start first with what do you want to get out of this?
Then start a husband.
Okay.
Got it. like, no, you know, eventually I do want to get married. That's a good question. Let me think about that. I don't want to rush things. So I do want to communicate to someone and say, hey, you know, I want us to take things slow. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that is received well and he respects it and we are on the same page. But there's not, I don't know. I don't want to be like Joan from Girlfriends and say what she did 3 months. Oh. And I respect that, but I feel like
you saying like when you meet somebody do that whole 90-day thing.
Yeah, the whole 90-day thing.
I think that's like bullshit,
right.
Honestly.
I'm not doing that.
And then I think you can, I won't say get to know somebody, but I think you can have the same thing with 60 days or 30 days.
Agreed.
I think it just depends on the people involved.
You're totally right. And I feel like when I would have sex so early, the whole romantic dates was just gone out the window. Like, okay, you coming over? Okay, I'm coming over. I'm on my way to your house again and again. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of going to your house. Mm-hmm. Like, let's go to freaking Ruth Chris. Let's go to freaking Cheesecake Factory. I want to go out.
I was saying Ruth Chris. No, I got you.
That's it. So let me say, okay, I'm gonna say a month. If I had to put a number, let me say a month from when I meet someone whom I'm dating.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a month.
I mean, think about it. If y'all get together every weekend, you know, especially if y'all, that's 4 dates. I think you can like get to know somebody 4 weekends. And I think maybe after that second or third date, you know, you may not wait till the weekend or something. I mean, if he's not a baby daddy.
Say that again. If he's not a baby daddy.
And that's right. You off this summer, so.
I know. Yes, I'm off. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be more intentional. So, that's a good point. You know, when I get home today, I'm just going to write down what am I seeking in this sex-free journey that I'm on? Like, what am I looking for? And when I think of it off the top, I'm looking for just peace within myself, peace within the decisions I make, knowing that I'm enough whether or not I give myself to you, like I'm still worthy. So it's all about like internal things that I want to conquer. Because I feel like when I was having sex a lot, I was trying to subconsciously have the man hook on me, like, okay, here's more of a reason why you should like me, or here's the reason why you should like me so much and stay with me. And it's like, y'all niggas still leave. Like, y'all still go. So no matter how much I say the pussy's yours, so it doesn't like, whose is it? It's really mine still. Like, you're still leaving the house. So I'm done.
So okay, I was a late bloomer, so
Same.
Like little tidbit about me, like me and my best friend in high school and college, when we first got to college, I don't know anything about her business, but we were like, we're virgins and we're staying virgins till we get married.
Oh, I used to be that way. You know, times have changed.
For me. For me. So that was like, I remember back in college thinking, you know, guys would, you know, that whole idea that women have to be virginic, but are virginal, and somehow men can go and sow their
sow their
wild oats or something like that, and then meanwhile we're struggling, you know, to reach our peak or whatnot, and they already know their bodies so well. So I don't subscribe to that anymore at all.
And then we're struggling to reach our peak. We're not able to like speak up for ourselves and say, hey, can you actually do it like this? Or could you, because I haven't come yet.
Right. And then the other thing is you thought that, oh, that's why he's going to marry me because I'm saving myself for him. And
girl.
It's like, no.
Girl.
no.
The answer is no.
There is nothing admirable about having one partner. Sorry.
Not at all. Oh my gosh, I know.
Like, I feel sorry for you, sis.
Girl, I know too many people. I know one or two people actually who
like, imagine like that's all you only know one. Yeah. Imagine that. Like,
that's sad.
It is sad.
Girl,
like,
I'm gonna have sex for you. Like, on behalf of you. Let me just
like, you have nothing else to compare it to, and that's not a good thing.
It's not, and it's not
because he's gonna blame you, honey. He's gonna blame you.
You. So my listeners know all about me, pretty much. Like, I'm pretty much of an open book as far as like where I come from, my ethnicity, my background, me moving here to Houston. And I know you're new to Houston as me, and we came here around the same time.
We did.
You mind sharing, like, what made you pick Houston? What about Houston really attracted you?
Okay, so yeah, honestly, I really didn't know a damn thing about Houston.
Okay, got it. So much for that.
So I got here at the end of September. And I knew I'm single, no kids. I knew that I wanted to be in a big city. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So I knew I wanted to be in a big city. And so I knew I loved Chicago. I mean, I love, especially summertime shop. And so I like D.C. too. I like the eclectic vibe there. Atlanta, everybody from Louisville moved to Atlanta. It was too black Hollywood for me. Everybody had to be done up all the time. And so I was like, I know I want to be in a major city. You know, I didn't have anything holding me back. I didn't have a mortgage at home holding me back. Nothing holding me back. So work. So I was just like, you know what? I've been saving. I've been wanting to do this for years now. And at first I was like, I'm just going to pack up and move. And somebody was like, why don't you just see if you can like work at home, like keep your job and work at home. And I started doing the numbers and everything. That's what I do. And I was like,
numbers.
This don't make no damn sense for me to just go out here on a limb. What's the worst they can say? I already know I'm moving. The worst they can say is no. So I was just like, you know, I sat down with my boss, said, you know what, I really enjoy working for you and the company. But I'm moving to Houston. Is this, you know, is working from home an option? And he was like, I don't see why not. So, I mean, it just all worked out in my favor.
That's
so
awesome.
negotiate, ask. That's all you can do is ask. So back to how I got to Houston. I was just like looking at major cities, had to have a black population, had to have a reasonable cost of living. So I knew I couldn't go to the Bay Area, and it ruled nice weather ruled Chicago out. So that's just, I mean, it was a process of elimination. Like the year before I moved down here, my god brother's in Austin, and I did Austin. I knew I wasn't moving to Austin. It was too many white people. So, I mean, that's all it is white people.
Okay.
I love y'all, but that's all it was. So I went to Dallas, and then my last spot was Houston. And so I was like, it wasn't like I went to Houston and I fell in love and I was like, oh, I know this is going to be it. It was just kind of like, okay, well, let me just keep doing more research. And that's kind of how I got here.
That's dope.
Oh, well, thank you.
Did the numbers and everything. Like, as my listeners know, I moved here because I just felt like it was time for me to change my surroundings. It was just time for me to just get out of my comfort zone. And I felt like I was so comfortable where I was that I was not really open to new things, new ideas, new people, and I wanted to just trust myself on this new journey, this independence that I was like yearning for.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
Same thing here. And that was another thing why I picked Houston. I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know a whole lot of people. I was surprised at the people that I knew. So the people that I knew from home or had been in Louisville, I just reached out to them and said, hey, do y'all know anybody in Houston? A family friend of ours who's close to her daughter is close to my age. We hooked up when I got down here. So I was really surprised at the connections I was making. Like I've never been lonely. I was afraid that like not knowing anybody, I would be lonely. So as far as the whole independence thing with Chicago, I have family on my mother's side there and my father's side. So I wasn't going to be able to reach my goal of becoming my own woman in Chicago.
Yeah.
So
being my own woman, that is a beautiful thing. I have grown so much into the woman I am today that I'm so happy I made this decision. I'm so happy that I stepped out on faith and I'm here. And I have family here from on my father's side, but they're a little bit further out from Houston. But you know, some family here, and that was a little bit of a comfort zone for me. But I still had to really manage my life alone. So when I got my own place, it was my first time living alone, like living on my own, not on a college campus, not, you know, with family. It was just me and me, okay? Me and me on the lease, me and me on my keys, everything's me and me.
Yeah.
So there was just I think about like this adulting thing, this term that people are using, and I just I wish there was a high school course or maybe even a college course that was mandatory about adulting.
Feel that need. That's you. That's you.
Girl, like I'm just thinking about everything that I have to do.
Well, the thing
to maintain.
Okay, so the year before, so this had been in the works for years for me, and like a lot of my family didn't know or whatever, but so I lived in my dad's apartment building for like 6 to 7 years or whatever, and you know it was easy living there. I was basically like in my parents' basement, but not in their basement. So then I was like, I have to build rental history because it wasn't being reported to anyone that I was paying my dad rent eventually.
Right. In the meanwhile, sometime soon.
Right. Shout out to my dad for free rent. But wow.
That's what's up.
So I lived in this new place a year before I left because I said I got to build rental history or whatever. But the hardest thing when I got down here, I don't know about Boston, but Louisville, we only have one electric company. It's a monopoly. It's LG, Louisville Gas and Electric.
Okay.
Well, I got down to Houston. I mean, it's like more than 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you have that like Choose website, Power to Choose, something like that. But yeah, like I was like, how the hell do I choose my electric company?
Yeah.
So that was like tough.
That was tough. Yes. Yeah. There was, I know with my apartment complex, they have like the standard that they use. So I just like, okay, let me just use that, whatever works. So I use theirs and I don't know, it just worked out. But I wish that like adulting was just easier.
Girl, these bills, man.
These bills. Like I just don't, there was a meme I saw of someone crying and there was a thing how like, you know how your parents say, I'm broke, I ain't got it, and we're like,
now you get it.
Like how you broke and it's payday. I get it. Like
my mama used to say, just live a little longer.
Oh girl, but you know it's a blessing. I'm glad that we're still sustained. You know, we're here. Okay.
Where the sugar daddies at?
Tell me why I got a message. I think, I showed you on Instagram. I'm like, look, he's talking about, I deleted it, but he's pretty much talking about how he'll give me $5K a week.
Girl, this credit card, can use it.
Okay. $5K a week. I don't want no strings, no sexual, no funny business. Just
bullshit.
Someone kind, honest, and funny and compassionate. I'm like, that's me.
What we gonna talk about? Children of blood and bone.
Right. Let me tell you where you could send me that money. PayPal works, Venmo, Cash App.
I prefer Venmo. I still need to set up my Cash App.
Okay.
Just in case you want to know.
Just in case. Look, hello. Well, how do you feel about stripping?
About myself or other people?
I'm bringing it up because I'm not interested
that was
in doing
so
it.
Fucking random,
I know.
y'all.
It was a segue. It's my segue right now. No,
we
but
didn't talk about how we met, though, Max.
I know. There's a point. There's a point behind this. I promise you. No, because I remember talking to someone and he was like, how he just has this. He was so judgmental on strippers and like stripping. Period. I'm just like, okay, but you still go to strip clubs though, right? Like you that judgmental and you.
One, live and let live, honey. I don't understand. What I don't get is you said judgmental. I don't understand how anybody has lived at our age. I mean, and we're not old. I don't understand how anybody has done any living and is judgmental.
Yeah.
I just don't get that.
I don't get it. Like, why are you taking time to be so judgmental when people are just trying to feed and survive?
And you know, I don't like that patriarchal bullshit either. That's chauvinist right
Boom.
there.
Say
like,
that.
Why does he get to be judgmental? But it wouldn't be the same thing if it was his homeboy stripping.
Right.
So don't get me started on my on that soapbox.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up real quick. 'Cause I'm just like, how are you so judgmental, but you over here doing all kinds of stuff that I can't say on camera.
Shit,
but
I'm a lightweight nudist, so you know.
you.
I have no problem. But no, I mean, you wouldn't find me. But if that's what somebody wants to do, then live and let live. That ain't none of my damn business.
You able to afford it? That's fine.
Girl, they get paid. Shit.
Getting paid, yo. They gonna getting paid. Like, yo, pay. I'm let me dance right now. How much you giving me?
Right.
But no, I haven't. I'm not. I don't have the heart. No judgment. I don't have the heart though.
What was that Players Club? I couldn't do it. I wouldn't survive.
Oh, that's such a good movie though. Black classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to how we met. We met.
So I just told Maxine, you're gonna be my friend, okay?
Yes.
So no questions.
I like that forwardness.
She was like trying to be quiet and everything. I was like,
I know.
Girl, you're gonna be my friend.
And here's the thing, it's weird with me. Like, sometimes I could be super sociable. Sometimes I'm just like reserved, and I like to like observe people and like, okay,
she's like, I don't know about this chick.
I don't know
about her.
But you were really like nice and very just like, okay, she has a smile on her face. She seemed welcoming. Let me just open up and talk to her. So it was just nice. Like, okay,
you still haven't told her.
I know. So it was just nice. That's it. I hope y'all got it. Okay, so pretty much
sounds weird. Okay,
I know, yeah, it does. Okay, so we went on. Okay, separately. We didn't know each other, of course. I saw this ad, I think on Eventbrite or Instagram, of like bike riding, like a bike riding tour here in Houston, and I was still looking through Eventbrite. Black owned, yep.
And he plays like he has a playlist and everything.
Yeah, so you're bike riding and he's playing this music on this boom box, and we're riding through the inner heart of Houston, like Third Ward. It's dope. So I'm like, you know what, let me put myself out there, let me go out. It's like my first 4 weeks in Houston, and I was like, let me just go. And I know I'm gonna go by myself, but let me just go. And I usually like doing things alone. I'm like a loner, like loner at heart.
That's me to the T. Like, the only thing I won't do, like, I've gone on vacation by myself. Yeah. People are surprised. Like, I've always gone out to restaurants by myself, movies. Only thing I won't do is like go to a club or a party by myself, pretty much. Like, I'll go to a bar like after work or whatever, but that's the only thing I won't do. Yeah. So I think I was trying to see if another friend would join me, and I was like, well, I want to get to know Houston, this way I can see it on a bike or whatever, it's gonna be fun, And
you really do get to know Houston. Like, he gives you a history tour while you're riding a bike.
And he's not even from here. And
he's not.
Yep. And so I was like, are you by yourself? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, where are you from? I was like, I just got here. She's like, I'm from Boston. I'm like, oh, I just got here a couple weeks ago too, or whatever. So I was like, oh, so we were just buddies since then, and
literally
exchanged Instagram and everything. And I think it must have been like the following week, couple of weekends, we all like kicked it. Me, you, Allegra, Carrie. We all went to a couple of clubs,
and
like
I met
2 nights in a row. And
yes,
we've been a clique ever since, y'all.
We've been dope ever since.
And I'm
yes, click tie, yes. But yes, I really like and I would think to myself, like, sometimes I'll have these like reflections with myself. I'm just like, wow, I'm so happy I met Danielle. I'm so happy I met Carrie, Allegra, and everyone, like Chantel. Like, I'm just so happy I met them, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I can't make any friends? What if this is so sad? Like, what if I was just in my head.
So we were talking about that when you didn't go out that weekend when we had the book club meeting.
Oh yes, because I was reading my book, finishing the book that you were supposed to finish. Okay. Got it.
I didn't, y'all. And we had book club the next day. I was like, well,
talk about, I'm in the 13th chapter. What? We're supposed to be done. Danielle.
My bad, y'all.
Anyways, go on.
So, like, we got this book club, y'all. Shameless plug. Join us if you like.
Yes. We just finished reading Children of Blood and Bone.
It was really good.
By Toyi Adeyemi.
Tomi Adeyemi.
Yes.
Tomi Adeyemi. Yeah.
So, such a good read. But go ahead. Mm-hmm.
It is. So we were talking about this. Chantel was like, Danielle, but do you feel like it's hard, like, meeting friends here? And I was like, no, not at all. Like, I didn't know anybody. And she's like, well, I met her through a girl named Crystal. She was like, well, you had Crystal, and you knew all these other different people, and Chantel knows people through college and all that. So she was like, we need to ask. She does. We need to ask Maxine, because she really didn't know anybody. So putting you on the spot, how do you feel about meeting friends here?
I think it was pretty accessible. I think a lot of people who I met from the beginning were friendly and welcoming. And there was a lot of people who had similar personality traits like you who were like, oh, hi, like little small talk. And I thought it was pretty smooth. And I liked how when I met you, it gave me access to more people. And you weren't, because I've had some friends, or not so called friends anymore, I guess, in the past, who were so possessive with their friends,
girl,
that it was like, okay, do I not talk to you anymore because I met you through her? And it's just weird. So I appreciate that you weren't like that. I'm like, oh, I hope she's not like that, because I was really liking Allegra too and Carrie, and it's like, okay, I met them through Danielle.
Talk to them through at different times. Yeah, it's weird.
So I'm like, oh, I'm glad she's not petty, and that's
just
thing.
Immature.
It's so immature. And being 28, like, I've been through a lot of different friendships with a lot of women who were just like either just petty or like, I don't know what it was, but I was super open, super engaged, but a lot of people want to give me the same energy back. So I'm just like, okay, I hope Danielle is really dope. So I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I met her, and I'm happy
I met Max too. I mean, I was writing down, we share a lot of the same like views on politics, dating, upbringing, we just share a lot of similar views or whatever. We like doing the same things, kind of. So yeah, this is my homegirl, y'all.
Yes. I'm so happy. But speaking on things that we share, I know we love The View.
Oh my God, we're such old ladies. I'll text her, I'll be like, did you see what Meghan McCain did?
Girl, I can't stand when Whoopi's like pacifying her. Okay, there's so much to debunk here. And I just want to start off with how much I love Joy.
Oh, yeah.
I love Joy.
And I don't hate Meghan McCain. Like,
same.
You can't stand her. But, well, let me not speak for you. Yeah. I do not like Meghan McCain. I just think she's probably not the best fit there, but they have to have a conservative voice.
Right. And I appreciate that okay, you need someone else from a different side. Like, I don't want to have a conversation with someone who always agrees with me. Like, I like, diversity in thoughts. And
she gets angry when you don't agree with her, and she just has to learn how to chill out.
And here's the thing. I appreciate Meghan McCain because I appreciate any woman who's able to stand on her own 2 feet and speak up for what she believes in and stand in that. And, like, I admire that, regardless if I agree with her political views. But I admire that in her. But it's just what you were saying. Like, she does not show compassion. Like, she doesn't even listen to another perspective.
Well, I think it's because she's so black and white. And I think that
I'm John McCain's daughter.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it. I mean, it's like you can't get away from that. And it's like you have to be able to be your own person.
Does John McCain, you're his, like, okay, we know. We know, sis.
We got it. We got it. I mean, you hear it every day.
Every day. But I love the show. When I tell you I'm an avid fan of The View, you could ask my mom. Like, when I was younger, I used to watch The View.
See, I didn't watch it when I was younger.
Oh, girl.
Did you really?
Yes.
But like, they were talking about, and
I still was like, yes, Ronald Reagan. I was like, I don't know. Like,
that's what I got to ask you. Like, how much were you, like, picking up as far as politics, not having any other
I picked up my politics from them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, I would be like aware of what was happening during the Obama campaign. I will be aware of like just different high points that I probably wouldn't have known.
So did you always record it? Because it's always like at 11
a.m.
So
Eastern
let me
tell you about this.
Okay.
Undergrad, I would schedule my classes around The View.
Oh my God.
And
you are serious?
Yes. And I was undergrad in Connecticut, University of New Haven, Chargers, go Chargers, ooh. I would schedule it. It'll come on 11 a.m. I would try to get a class maybe at 9 to 10:05, and then I have a break in between, and my next class will be at 12:30.
Class to 11 a.m. And I couldn't have a class. I wasn't going to know. I didn't have no 8 o'clocks. It killed me to go to a 9:30 class. My class was at 11
Danielle,
and 1 o'clock.
We got to learn.
Know I'm not a morning person at all.
Got it.
You are though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
But are you a night owl too?
You know what? I try to be, but my body's okay. I'm tired. So by
hold up. I go to bed at like 11. By 11, I'm shutting down. But I ain't waking up before 8 o'clock.
But here's the thing. My body just wakes up. Like, I can't even fight against it. I have to wake up and start my day.
No, my body wakes up. I roll over.
I wake up and I go back to sleep.
He wakes up.
That's what I do.
I roll right over. I don't have no problem going back to sleep.
I have a problem. And then when my sleep is like done, it's like, okay, Maxine, wake up. We're done. Like, it's like myself is telling me, wake the fuck up, bitch. Like, wake up.
So do you get out of bed or do you just lay there?
I lay there for a bit, scrolling on Instagram because my phone's right there. Hello. Who texted me? Nobody.
My story.
Nobody's texting me. Fuck. No. So yeah, I'm on my phone. I get up eventually. Do what I gotta do in the bathroom, and I eat. I have to eat. Like, I have a pattern of how much I eat in a day. Not how much, but like, I have to have my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner. My breakfast. Like, I never skip breakfast. No, I don't meal prep. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like with meal prepping, like, I get tired of eating the same thing the next 3. Like, I like to pace it out by how I feel. So, like, maybe the first 2 days I'll have rice and chicken. Mm-hmm. Okay, then the next 2 days I want to have pasta and lasagna or what, something else. So, no, not too much. Yeah, I'm definitely a morning person.
It's the Chef Max over here, y'all.
Girl, I love to eat. Like,
I do too. I just don't love to cook.
We know. You want to show them your hand?
Oh my God, yeah.
Talk about oatmeal spill. Like,
I got burned this morning, and I won't ever do it again.
No, so just start over again. You know how many times I burned myself?
So, like, I was taking the pot off the stove, and the water, the oatmeal came back and plopped right on my hand. So that's a sign from God that I just don't need to be in the kitchen.
It was at that point you knew.
At that point I knew. God
Good night.
I heard his voice, an audible voice.
Yeah. Let me hear that voice too, because crazy.
Danielle.
Like, who was at my house?
This is your son.
Get out. Blood of Jesus, get out. No. But yes, The View. I love the show. Mm-hmm. I love it so much that one of my goals. I know, it's fine. I'm the same way. I get off track too.
Okay. The View, planning around your college.
I plan around my college schedule. Like, that was my life. Mm-hmm. And I will get home. Mind you, I'm like, who's texting me? I don't want to talk about him. Okay, whatever.
That's not.
No. It's my colleague who's just like super. He's great, but a little annoying. Anyways, so
hopefully he's not listening.
Hey. Great. So yes, I will plan it around my schedule, and I would be like the only college student running home to watch The View. Like,
watching
y'all got ABC?
Watching 60-year-old women
talk about how they spike up their sex life. Like, yes, I want to know how. I just love
it. My mom and aunts would have the mugs and everything. I have been ordering the mugs for years.
I love that.
But no, I didn't watch it. Like, I always knew about it and would tune in here and there. But now that I'm working home, when I'm working at home, working, I just have it in the background.
What else you doing?
Going on? I have it in the background.
What else are you doing
in the background?
Okay. You working though?
Girl, like a Hebrew slave, y'all.
Oh, good night.
Working for the company. I'm a company woman,
like a
y'all.
Hebrew Israelite.
I'm a company woman. Okay?
Got it.
40 hours.
I want to look into getting tickets. You know, the tickets are free.
Oh, New York, yeah.
Tickets for the show is free.
Yeah. All you have to, like, all those shows, like I saw, I went to, I won't say I'm ashamed, but I did go to the Steve Harvey show when he was in Chicago.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's free, and, like, you can put a date. You'll just go online. You can put a date that you want to go, but it doesn't mean anything. And so they'll hit you up just, like, randomly. And, like, it was like, I mean, it wasn't even a whole week ahead. And so I didn't know if I was going to be able to get off work. And so, yeah, you'll just be like, yeah, I want these tickets. They'll be like, well, we don't have tickets for this day that you requested. Or they won't even write you back until it'll just be random one day.
So it's like that? Oh.
It probably depends on, like, the audience. It probably just depends on, like, the needs of filling the audience up.
Okay.
But we can try it.
Yeah, I definitely want to try it. Like, that's one of my goals in life.
Oh, my God. I should have done that. You know, I'm going to New York.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Oh. And I don't know when they go into, like, break mode.
Right.
Because, you know, Wendy Williams is already on break.
They're still,
yeah. She was like, look, June, we're off. So, and I want to see Wendy Williams as well. But I've heard that she's not too friendly. And
well, that's kind of how like Steve Harvey is. Y'all know how he's like a comedian.
Yeah.
But like that he's got like a hype man hyping the audience up.
Yeah. That's
but like even when he came out, like the first time, they want you to get you all riled up or whatever. But he wasn't like really personable. So he would stay like in between sets, and like you could ask him questions or whatever. But he wasn't personable.
You know, he wrote that letter.
It's like he turned it on.
Yeah.
When the cameras came off, but he wasn't like that personable. I believe he did write that letter. I don't think that was rumored. And I had my book at the time.
Oh, right.
I think my mother gave me that book.
Yeah, same.
So, and I wanted him to sign it, and like one of his security people were like, no, he doesn't sign.
He's like, when he wrote the letter, so in the letter that he wrote, he's talking about how he does not want anyone to approach him without his permission. He want no one come to his door when he's get his makeup done.
These aren't just people, random people off the street. These are people who work for him, who work for his show and make his show successful.
His assistants, his producers, and it's like, oh dang.
It's like, how can you not be accessible to your people? Like, are you that high and mighty,
girl?
So.
I had to pick a bone with him just a couple of weeks ago when he talked about how it felt like he was broke shaming people. Like when he was saying how
people forget where they come from.
Girl, he was like talking about how you gotta, who has time for sleep? If you want to be successful, why are you sleeping?
Check out Ariana Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post.
Go get your 8 hours.
That's all she's talking about. I follow her on Instagram. All she talks about is how like she drove herself raggedy until she like just fell out one day, and she knew that she needed her rest, and that sleep when you die crap is bullshit.
It's bullshit, and it's a slave mentality. That's honestly what it is. I'm tired of people running us to the mud.
You can't be productive when you're tired like that,
and you're not going to be in a good mood. You're not going to have peace. Like, I need my sleep, and I need to eat. Then I'll work. Or
I bet you Marjorie's getting her sleep. Hey,
okay.
I want Marjorie to put me up on game. I want to know what
wasn't she with his uncle, his brother? It was someone of close relation.
Not to Steve. These are rumors.
Okay.
These are rumors.
Allegedly.
Her first and second husband, allegedly, from what I read on the blogs, were related.
Girl, that is some good,
I ain't mad at her, though.
Good,
I ain't mad at her, though.
Shit.
I ain't mad at her, though. Do you, boo?
I mean, yeah, get your money.
I mean, she's clearly winning.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Win that. That's dope. I mean, hey, she is winning. I don't know how long it's going to be because we know that he got fired.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope he was smart with his, they're denying it, but I hope he was smart with his money and, I
wonder why he got fired, though.
I don't know if he necessarily got fired. I think the market changes.
Girl, for all 3 of his shows? Like,
his time is up, though. I mean,
did he know his time was up?
Clearly not. He still got his radio show, and I'm sure he still got other business ventures. He started doing those vacations where, like, how Tom Joyner cruise, like all the old people would go on that cruise. So he has like something similar, but it's not a cruise. They just meet like on an island.
They just meet.
So
okay.
I don't think he's broke by any means of the imagination.
I just hope they're smart, with their money. Yeah. Let's talk about these Dem debates.
Okay.
# Dem debates.
Who you got?
Okay,
who's your 2020 presidential Democratic
That's such a heavy
nominee?
Question. I'm gonna try to go on live real quick. This is my first time doing something like this, so let's just.
Hey y'all, we on live. We on the podcast.
And my angles.
So she's trying to. So y'all, this is for the podcast listeners.
Yes, just let y'all know.
She's trying to be on the podcast and on live, and you can't step away from the mic.
From Aaron and Raven. I love her.
So we're trying to do both. So just give us a minute. Hey y'all. We
Hi.
live on the podcast.
No one's here. That's cool. So
we're talking to ourselves right now. So yeah, Maxine, who you got for the Democratic 2020 presidential nominee?
Okay.
So you got 20 candidates in the debate.
Okay.
That's not counting all of them, but some of them just need to pack up and go home. But we're not going to be a dream
about
killer.
Marianne Williamson.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing. I appreciate that she stands in who she is, just like Meghan McCain.
But what the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? Seriously. Like she said when they said you're
what she believes in,
Did
Danielle.
you see the closing remarks? So everybody had
girlfriend. Oh, you listen to me, girlfriend.
She said New Zealand. Something about New Zealand said they were the best nation for kids to grow up. And that's what she said. Their prime minister or president, whichever, said that. And she said, girlfriend, I got something for you. I'm like, everybody else had something logical. Hair salon? Everybody else had something logical to say. She needs to pack up and go home. And the guy, what's his name? Steve Yang? He needs to pack up.
Yang,
Andrew, I'm sorry,
IT
Andrew.
tech talking about
pack up, go home.
I'm going to get everyone $1,000. Okay, but what about immigration, though?
Everybody needs to pack up and go home.
What about...
Okay, here are my people that may need to stay.
Okay.
Biden.
Okay, but Biden was not strong.
He wasn't on his game.
Let's talk about him because,
Biden,
my
Harris,
God.
Booker, Warren before Booker.
He forgot what he was going to say.
I like Klobuchar right now, but I don't think she's going to make it that far. Buttigieg, I like him. Bernie for the Bernie Bros. So that's 7 people.
Feel the burn.
Yeah, I think that's it. But everybody else needs to go home.
I love Bernie.
And that's really too many right there. But
Kamala's great, but here's the thing. I'm scrolling on Twitter and the Shade Room comments because I'm on there. Like, I stay on there. Mm-hmm. They are not too much of a fan of Kamala.
You know, it'd be your own. It'd be your own people.
But do you know that?
No,
okay, so she was a prosecutor, right? And she prosecuted a lot of parents whose children...
truancy cases.
Okay, whose children were not going to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they got prison time, maybe some fine. But I just don't understand why are we holding that against her so much that we can't let her
just like in 2016. Why did everybody hold Hillary Clinton
in those emails?
Well, it wasn't even black folks that was holding that against her. They was holding against her the super predators comment.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't even her bill. It was her husband's bill,
right?
That she had nothing to do with. And then we forget that Reverend Al Sharpton and some other black leaders, which I have a problem with because we're not a monolithic people.
Boom, say that.
Some other folks who pushed her to pushed Bill Clinton for this bill or whatnot. But I mean, you know, we all have what is it? We all misspeak sometimes, but you guys are holding super predators against her, and I don't think that was right. So, yeah. I mean, I think sometimes sometimes us being black folks, we can't get anywhere because of our own selves.
We hold each other's back.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing that we can't just let this black woman ride. Like, damn. Can we just get her in the office? Like, I really appreciate how well she did. Mm-hmm. She was spot on.
But you know that was a setup. You know.
Yeah. The whole "that girl was me."
That girl was me. The T-shirt.
Well, I mean, set it up then.
I mean, it proved that she could fight dirty against Trump.
Yes.
But I mean, I gotta be really honest. I don't know if Middle America is ready. I mean, shit, we didn't know if Middle America was ready for a black man, but
I mean, Middle America is ready for
because you know black women.
Star.
It's gonna be easier for a black man, but black women, we're gonna be perceived as angry black woman, as an angry black woman.
And they probably thought she was angry that night too.
Yeah,
though.
You know, she came off as somewhat. I mean, I'm not mad at her, but she could have came off as abrasive or whatnot. So, but I don't want them to tear down the candidate so much that whoever the nominee is, it makes him weak against Trump.
Right. And then it's like, I like that she connected with the people. Like, I remember when she said how Donald Trump was saying, you know, economy is doing great. You know, the stocks are up. And she's like, yeah, that's great. But the average American don't have stocks.
Right.
Right. Boom. She said it right there. And that was something that I clung on. Like, wow, she connects with the average American, like, who may not be familiar with stocks.
She's still down to earth and still, you know, still gets it. Still gets it. Yeah, still gets it.
So, I mean, I'm hoping for the best. I feel like, though, a lot of these politicians are just liars and they just want you to give them your vote, of course, and they hopefully do what they want or do what they said they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really believe it. Like Bernie, for example, I appreciate him and his ferociousness, his tenacity, but I don't believe that he's going to cancel our student loan debt. Like, I just don't see that really happening. I feel like that's just a fantasy type of thing.
Well, that's like healthcare for all. I think that is another fantasy thing. And the first what was it? The first debate? The question for all of them was, who believes in universal healthcare for all?
Oh, right. And they all rose their hands, right?
Well, that was the second debate. It was either, I think it was just Warren and Bill de Blasio.
I forgot the first one.
I think it was Warren and Bill de Blasio, but I don't believe in canceling private insurers.
Yeah,
I think it's unrealistic, and I do think it's socialist. I mean, and when you turn into a socialist economy, I think that it takes the people's ambition out, because if we're all going to get the same cut, then why should I work this hard?
But what the hell? Everyone needs health care.
They do, but I don't think. But don't take away my private insurance. If it's working for me, then let me keep that. But if everybody else needs it, then provide it to the ones that can't afford private insurance.
Still have both.
Yeah, I think
Bernie was saying that.
Well, I think it must have been, it was some other candidates, I can't put my name on it right now, who believe that we should get rid of private insurance altogether. And I think everybody should have health insurance.
Yeah.
But don't get rid of my plan. If I have a good plan and I like my doctor, don't get rid of that.
There is a storm brewing.
It really is.
Okay. But I want to talk about how Kamala and Corey and pretty much every other black person is trying to make Joe Biden look like a racist.
A racist, yeah.
Like, do you feel like he's racist?
I feel like he's old school and times change. And like he said, I don't think it made him a racist to, like, you got to have a seat at the table. I don't think it made him a racist to be working with people who were, what do they call them, segregationists?
Yeah.
I don't believe he had to work with him.
He had to work. And that's just, it's just unfortunate because I feel like he's not, I think he's just culturally insensitive sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like, back to the, like, touch thing, but I mean, he was just,
people are just forcing it with
doing weird shit, you know, like butterfly kisses and
holding your shoulder.
Right. And I mean, I can see how it would make somebody uncomfortable, but it's not. There's a difference between that and sexual harassment.
Right? Is he feeling up in your boobs? No, leave Joe Biden alone. Damn. Yeah. So. I don't know. I feel like he needs to kind of step it up, though.
He does.
He's relying. I think he's too comfortable.
He's too comfortable.
And he's like I'm Joe Biden,
and I've got the most experience. And he's most closely aligned with President Obama. Yeah, so he's comfortable, and I don't know if he's all the way prepared and ready to fight. And shit, he's late 70s. He could just be like, not have that. I don't want to put that out there, but
go ahead. I just like you prepped us up.
He just may not have that stamina anymore, and it kind of when you're comfortable.
Are you an ageist? Oh my gosh, Meghan McCain hates that.
She does. Okay. No. I think more than anything, more than his age, I think he's just comfortable. He's got the most experience on there than anybody else has. He was vice president, so.
But he would not apologize for how
That's
some
what
of the
they
things
kept
he
talking about
said
Anita
may be
Hill,
offensive. Yeah.
Kamala, Joy just wanted him to apologize.
I
just
know.
say sorry, and he's not.
But I also don't like how Joy was forcing him.
Though.
Yeah, I respect that. I don't like that Joy was forcing him to tell
something.
Nigga, I'm gonna say sorry when I want. How about that? When I feel like it.
Right.
And that should be it.
Yeah.
I don't think that Joy should force him to do that. And I appreciate that he's a man and he's standing in his shit. Like, okay, I said what I said.
Yeah.
I hope you can take that. If you can't, okay, take that.
Is that how you did it?
That's it. Take that.
He would try to.
Take that. I don't know, but look.
You haven't put your name like by one person though. You've been talking about Biden.
I'm really feeling Kamala. I'm really feeling Kamala. I really want to see a black female president. I'm liking her so far. So far she's good with me. And so it's Kamala and Buttigieg.
Yeah,
Buttigieg.
I like Buttigieg, but Buttigieg's been getting in trouble in his city in South Bend, Indiana.
Yes.
There was a police officer involved shooting up a black man, and apparently he hasn't handled it well.
I get it.
Another thing is that when they did the town hall, he doesn't have the black voter support. When they did the town hall and one black woman was, giving him hell, she said something about voting or whatever, and he goes something to the effect of, well, I'm not asking for your vote. I was like, wow.
But here's the
thing.
Me,
I think he knows how to speak much more eloquently than to have said that.
He wasn't trying to, okay, so I was listening to Charlemagne, and Charlemagne, his interpretation of it, I feel like that's accurate to how Buttigieg meant. So he wasn't saying, like, I don't need your vote. He was saying like that. He was saying it like, right now, I don't need your vote. I need your cooperation with what we're trying to do for this city. Gotcha. Like, I'm not asking for your vote right now. I'm just asking for you to be a part of this community and help with the campaigns or help with the water footage or whatever. Yeah, and I get how he could have worded it better. And I think he actually did clear it up. There was another clip that said that. But, I mean, he's fresh. He does have experience. He seems to really be for the people, and there's something about
most of all, he's intelligent. He can speak.
He's intelligent. Like,
I mean, was he a Rhodes Scholar?
Rhodes Scholar,
knows several languages.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just...
But the whole language thing, like, why did Cory Booker?
Oh my God! Did y'all see the side eye? Did you see the side eye?
I saw it all on your story.
I saw it when it happened, and like Cory Booker was like, "What the fuck? He stole my mom!"
I know. So inauthentic. Like, just relax. Like, if you really want to speak Spanish,
I'm like, what the
Spanish.
fuck are you saying? Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, You're not like it wasn't. I guess that's me and my privilege. Like, it wasn't inclusive. Like,
yeah.
And I thought it was random. And to me, it was like, I know they're trying to be inclusive of the Hispanic vote, and I think that's good. But it was just random. I didn't think it fit.
Yeah. And then it was Julian Castro was like, adios to Donald Trump. And they were like, oh my God, adios. Like, okay.
Sunny was like, there was a drop the mic moment. And I didn't really.
I was trying to find, where was it? Where was the mic that was dropped?
Like, yeah, I didn't see it either. When she was like, he had a real drop the mic moment, I was like, I don't see it.
Okay. Like, relax. Not that big of a deal. But, Meghan McCain said that she wished that she would have listened. I mean, heard or understood what he was saying. Like, there should be subtitles.
Yes.
Like, if you're going to speak a different language consistently, I want to learn or I want to understand what you're saying. So let's have some accommodation for that.
Yeah.
Girl. So. You got anything else on the docket? I see you wrote something down.
No, that's all I really had. No, we talked about everything.
Yeah, let me look at. I think we're all set. I
mean, did we cover everything on your agenda?
I know. Let me just look again. Hold on.
I did. So, what do you think about this reparations bill?
Yes, okay. I think it's admirable to have this conversation. I think this conversation should have been had, honestly, but I just don't see it being feasible or being realistic, because there's so many black people, and there's so many people out there who's 3% black. If they take 24andMe or Ancestry.com, oh well, my granddad twice removed is Angolan, so I need some
I don't want to say too much.
You're white.
Hey, I ain't turning down no money.
Yeah, but then how does that look like? Like, are you just gonna give me $1,000 just once or every month, or how much are you going to give me? How much am I worth to you? Like,
I think it's two parts. The first part is they're studying the impacts of slavery, if there were any impacts. Right.
Let's go down that list. And redlining,
Jim Crow, all that. And then the second part is like what it would be, what the proposals for the actual reparations. And so, like, some people are against cold hard cash, but then there's like other things, I guess, free college, or like, I don't know, some kind of assistance with home ownership and all that. So I don't think that cold hard cash is going to be the answer, because I think that people can just piss through it.
But
like if you haven't been taught, like if there's no generational wealth being passed down, which a lot of times it's not for us, like if you haven't been taught to save and invest, then I mean that money's going to leave just as quick as you got it. So I don't, but hey, I ain't turning down no money. Like if you
right.
You know,
okay,
I'm here.
Here's my checking account number.
Well, my routing. Let me give you my routing number.
And if that doesn't go through for some reason, here's my PayPal, my Venmo, everything else you need.
Venmo.
Look, I just got cash. What's up? I can meet you somewhere.
Yeah. Where do you want to meet at?
Like, you sound thirsty. Yes, I am. I mean, I think some people who's against it, their argument is, well, there's affirmative action. There's systems in place. And it's like, well, no. Like, even when affirmative action was high and popping, people
it worked for white women. It worked for white women more than it worked for any other minority.
Boom.
Drops the mic.
Okay, that's a real drop the mic. It really did. There's no, because every time you'll see maybe 2 blacks in a white dominated industry, or even in the same floor, it's like, I mean,
because even though you have these laws in place, these laws don't erase people's biases, internal biases. So
like, you still racist without this affirmative action or not?
So yeah, you did these checks in a box, but really, did we really get? I mean, it moved the needle, but still not where we need to be.
I mean, I don't know. 2020, what are we looking at? Who's gonna be running against Trump?
We'll see.
I need to see who's also on. I'm looking forward for the Republican debates as well. Like, how is that going to look? I'm all for who has the best policies in mind, who has the best plans in mind. So I really appreciated how Elizabeth Warren always had a plan. I have a plan for that. I have a plan for that.
Yes.
So I like that. I just hope these politicians actually do what they said they're going to do once they get in the office. I just want Donald Trump out.
That's the truth. Let's make him a one-term president.
That's about it.
Because McConnell said, that's what McConnell said, and he failed. And then he said a black president was reparations enough. So, Kentucky proud, y'all. Kentucky proud.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm trying to be positive. Yeah, let me see.
We talked about dating, politics, The View, how we got here.
How we became friends.
Our challenges.
Yes.
So next time, you guys, we'll be past our challenges and living our best lives.
Okay. Speak that. Do you want to plug in anything? Anything that you want to promote?
Just follow _grit_grace on IG.
Awesome. Hey. So thank you again for being my first guest.
Oh, thank you for having me. I had a good time.
I was excited. So
I had a really good time. Y'all, she didn't tell me that I was going to be videographed or anything. I thought we were just going to be in our apartment just kicking it. She's like, she didn't give me any warnings. She was just like, we're just going to be on the record. And I was like, really about to come and just be like,
whole sweat gear, head wrap still on, like Danielle.
And I'm glad I didn't.
Me too. Same here.
But she didn't tell me, y'all.
Well, I'm glad that you just kind of picked it up. I'm glad you picked it up. But yeah, I'm really happy you're here and you decided to, be a part of this experience with me. This is great. So thank you. I also want to just close out with, remember to subscribe, follow iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and share. Let your friend know. Let your family member know. Hey, did you check out God Built This podcast? It's dope. You have Maxine hosting, and she's talking a lot of shit. That's enough.
She does.
Okay? I do. So, yeah, hopefully we can do this again.
Yes. I'll be glad to be back.
Yay. All right. And we're out, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace out.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of God Built This podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud, and also leave a comment. God bless.